Hello, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all read my Thanksgiving message, and I hope you had a great holiday. I don't think anybody enjoys this holiday more than produce people. I think 4 days off in the produce business is an anomaly, and we all really look forward to it. I probably told you this story before, but when I got into the produce business, I didn't take a day off or a sick day for 11 years. That's a fact. And my first vacation, I remember it was there was two 4-day weekends for Christmas and New Year's. So I basically missed 3 days in the middle, and that's when I took my first vacation. And I can tell you from experience, don't do that. I missed a lot of life. I don't regret. Well, I regret a little bit of it. I don't regret the produce business, but I missed a lot of life in the beginning. Trying to make it up for it now. Another lesson I learned, and I spoke about this a few weeks ago, and it hit home to me the last couple of weeks, and I want to share it with you. Not because I want you to feel bad or think, I just want to tell you, like, sometimes you say something and it comes to fruition just a short time later. In the last couple of weeks, I don't have to tell you, because of COVID-19, my food service customers were decimated, and they are like 10% of where they were. But just in the last couple of weeks, two big customers, a retailer decided to go direct with one shipper. I'll get back to that in a second. And he tells me, like, you are great. You're probably my best vendor. And another one just changed buyers, and I really don't have a relationship with the new buyers. Now, Paul Manfrey has been down and never out many times in my life. I can tell you one of my friends, John Thomas, one of my greatest compliments I ever got. He got, Paul Manfrey is a survivor. And yes, it doesn't make a difference how many times you get knocked down. It matters when you keep getting up. Getting back to the one shipper, I hate to say I'm a broker because I do a lot of shipping deals, but I will cover orders, and a lot of times they offer shippers that can't cover their contracts, right? So doing business with one shipper is really great until there's a problem, and shippers can't help it. Their field gets hurt. Some of the guys next door doesn't. With me, if I give you my word that you're going to get something, it doesn't make a difference. I win money, lose money, you're going to get it. Then shippers, if they gave you a word, they usually come to me to cover their orders. Again, that's everybody's prerogative, but I just thought it was crazy that I said it. You got to always keep on adding to your customer base and your vendor base, because through no fault of your own, and here's perfect proof of my own circumstance. No fault of your own, you lose customers. So I just wanted to mention that because I thought it was important. I think it's important for the young people to never rest on your laurels, to think everything's okay and you're fine with what you have, because you're never fine with what you have. The circumstances can change. Last Sunday I sent that a link with the terminal markets, and I made a comment. And it seemed to get a lot of private messages. So I'm going to tell you, people were interested in what I said about the FOB price could be one price, the terminal market could be another price, and your job is to find who's right. And listen, that goes both ways. I've seen FOBs at $4 and terminal markets at $20, where the freight was $3, and the FOB market the next week followed that terminal market up, and it goes the other way too. So, but I have to tell you why my theory works. Terminal markets, if you guys follow stock markets or commodity markets, is a leading indicator. Terminal markets are a leading indicator. You have to think of it that way. What do I mean by that? Terminal markets are true supply and demand. When the supplies are long, every shipper in the country wants to send their excess to a terminal market. When supplies are short, every customer in the land is going to a terminal market to try to cover what they couldn't cover FOB. So it's a leading indicator. And that's why I get a lot of information, and it's not just one terminal market. I talk to many, but it's where I get a great amount of information for me to determine the markets. And my record for determining markets is pretty substantial. I'm not 100%, but I'm right a lot more than I'm wrong. So I'll give you a little tip there, so keep that in mind. Remember, there's an FOB price, a terminal market price, the freight goes in the middle, and your job is to just figure out who's right. If FOB is $20 and terminal markets are selling $20, somebody's right and somebody's wrong. Your job is to figure it out. Okay? Okay, let's talk about markets. As I told you last week, they're all going to fall apart. And even items that I don't follow anymore, like Western Veg, even those are a little shaky. But let's stick to the markets I do know. Excuse me, first, I just had I made some delicious fish sauce that is, so red peppers, after the holiday, I would say, because we're in transition, that they were even a little shorter than they were before the holiday. And I think that's going to play out into this week, where the markets usually come off after the holiday for the first 7 to 10 days. I think they might stay where they are because you're in transition. We're going into Coachella. As I mentioned last week, Coachella does not have anywhere near the volume of Oxnard and Hollister. So right off the bat, there's less volume. And yes, admittedly, one of the worst of the 7 worst weeks of the year is the week we're in as far as business, and that's in retails and terminal markets, FOB. So we're going to look things that come off, but the balance is the supply and demand. Peppers are short. We got to see if demand is even less. But otherwise, I can see markets pretty much staying where they are. And another factor, Thanksgiving was very late this year. You got 3 weeks and you're going to be buying for Christmas, which is usually a pretty good holiday. And I hear analysts are predicting retail sales are going to be up. I guess everybody had a bad year and they just want to, forget about it and maybe spend a little extra money at Christmas time. So something else to be aware about. I'd be interested to know how you retailers did. My feeling beforehand was that your rings wouldn't be as big, but you'd have a lot more rings because a lot of little gatherings. So if any of you retailers don't want to share your numbers publicly, if you just sent me an email and say, business was up, business was down, it was about the same, was better than last year, I'd be very, very interested in that. Okay, cucumbers. Yeah, it was like they went to 20, 18, 17. You could buy supers for as low as 12. I think that's the trend. Squash, I told you a few weeks ago, I told you what was going to happen. Squash was at $4. I told you they were going to raise it till about $12. And sure enough, after Thanksgiving, it was going to tank. It was down to $6 already, and it's probably going to $4. So listen to this old fool. I've been through many markets before, and I've seen it. Yellow squash, obviously not 4 yet. I said yet, but yellow squash is a feast of famine island. It's either $2 FOB or $20 FOB, and the feast might be over and it might be coming to a famine. Roman tomatoes, there's another one. Paul, they called you right there. Extra large Roman you could buy as low as $9 yesterday, and I'm sure it's $8.30 is going to be in the cards for this week on maybe extra large. Sure enough, on mediums and probably large, but that's eggplant's still a dog for poor eggplant. Maybe we'll have to wait till Lent for this market to turn around. I don't think so, but I think Christmas is going to pull us out of it. I told you by next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, next Wednesday, you'll see markets start to pull out of the basement and start to head higher for the holiday. And this year maybe sooner rather than later because there is such a short time in between holidays that you may see it, you know. And we're going to keep it brief. Oh, I showed you the decorations last week. I'm going to just show you one addition this week. We did a lot more outside, but this is my wife's. Every year she makes this. Usually they're out of Amazon boxes and everything, but this is her. This is my wife's nativity scene. With I think next year she wants to have running water, but